Hello, I'm JD Richards. I'm the owner and founder of Serpentis eSports. I'm doing a VOD here today to let future and current applicants, future coaches, future analysts, and really anybody who wants to be a part of this organization. I'm doing this VOD to clarify on some issues that were brought up, through Reddit and through the league forums, and to really give you an overrun or a rundown of what I'm doing. Who I am, what I'm doing, and what I hope to accomplish. That way I'm not having, a million discussions with a million people and just not giving you guys my full energy. So with that said, who I am, I'm JD Richards. I went to high school in Indiana. I was going to go to college to play football, hurt my knee, lost a bunch of scholarships, didn't try hard in school, so I couldn't get academic scholarships. So I ended up joining the military right out of high school. And during my career in the military, I climbed in the ranks. I was, a leader. I had a fun job where I got to help a lot of people and I got to travel a lot of cool places. During my time in the military, I deployed. I've been to combat. I've seen people die. Also, during my military career, I met a business partner, really a mentor, somebody that I'm very close to today and that I still look up to. We opened a bar together. He taught me a lot of things about licensing, zoning, law, how to really just be a good business person and treat your employees and everything with the respect they deserve. And that's, he taught me how to maximize potential there. During that time, our bar was successful. It was small. We had a lot of success. We ended up running a bigger bar out of business and taking over their property and opening up shop out of there. Throughout the time of ownership, we saw, small profits, nothing that made us rich or to give us really any leg to like franchise with. So due to my military career and my lack of time available and just the energy that I had to put forward for the minimal profits, I decided that to shut it down and to just be grateful that I didn't lose money on the whole deal. So that's who I am. Civilian side, I have business ownership experience. Military side, I have leadership experience. I'm a combat veteran. That's who I am. I'm 27. My wife's 27. She's a successful business owner, and really she's going to be my partner in this. Let me just state this. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not rich. However, we've invested our money wisely, and we're financially capable at starting an esports team. I'm very lucky to have my wife on board as a business partner and somebody who supports my desire to want to do this, because not everybody can say that. So I'm very grateful. So thanks, babe. I have a list. A lot of people were asking me things on Reddit and the league boards, and I want to address that. So I'm trying to keep this below 10 minutes, so let's see how I do. I've told you who I am. A lot of the topics were people trying to figure out who I was. So they searched my Reddit post, they searched my league post, and they saw a lot of posts. Okay, I'm a plat player. I'm a support main. I like to duo, especially with AD carries. So a lot of my posts came from that. Like, hey, looking for a duo partner. Let's do this. So a lot of the myth about, well, you seem to have done this a million times. Why hasn't that been successful? That's false. I've done this one other time, and some of you may have experienced that team or played against them or maybe even tried out for. But that team is called Gladiator Gaming. It was about a year, maybe 2 years ago. I'm a little foggy on those details. But it wasn't successful. And the reason it wasn't successful is because I built the roster first. I didn't build a staff. There was no staff. There was no coaches. There was no analyst. It was me and high-tier players. And at the time, I think I was silver. And I really had no idea of what it took to manage an esports team or to really manage the egos of the players that were on it. I elected a captain. I said, hey, you're in charge of rosters, do this to the best of your ability, have fun, rank up. That's horrible. If you don't plan for success, you're planning for failure. And I definitely wasn't planning for success the first time around, and it failed. That's what happens. You know, you don't do things the proper way and you fail. So that's that. I've addressed that, and to put your minds at ease, I've not done this a million times. This is my second attempt at this. Some of the other posts, I've posted things, realized that the parameters were too low, or you know that I wrote something down that I didn't really mean. So I've taken those posts down and I've reposted. So some of you may be seeing that, and that, you know, you may be like, oh shit, what's going on? So that's what I've done. You know, I set it too low. I may have said some things that didn't seem a bit right, and I wanted to change it, and I did so. So that's why you're seeing multiple posts for the same thing. So that answers that. Okay, Gladiator Gaming, we talked about that. It wasn't successful. Okay, we're moving on from that. I've addressed those issues. Okay, Serpentis eSports, what we are. I created this organization to reach out to other players who wanted to be a part of like tournament teams, RP tournaments, small cash tournaments, and really give these guys opportunities, and myself, you know, an opportunity to compete against higher level players for RP and cash. So that's, you know, what I've done here. As you can see, we're pretty structured. You know, pro team is what we're doing now. This is what this is. I have aspirations for you guys to become professional League of Legends players and to be a part of the pro team. The academy team right now, it's set for platinum and above. However, I anticipate that to be diamond and above because they're going to be your subs and your academy team. The other two teams are our low elo team, or lower elo team, you know, platinum and below. Hopefully they'll become plats and golds. You know, nothing against silvers and bronzes, but I want to try to make all our teams as competitive as possible. So that's who we are, Serpentis eSports. So to break down what I'm trying to do for the pro team is I'm trying to not make the same mistakes I made with Gladiator Gaming. So I'm trying to assemble the staff before I assemble the players. I'm only platinum. I have no idea what it takes, you know, to be diamond, to be masters, to be challenger. You know, I know mechanics is part of the equation. I know desire and effort are part of the equation. I know ability to make quick decisions is part of the equation. But the game speed between platinum and diamond is huge, and the game speed between diamond and masters is huge. I recognize there's a huge skill gap, which is why I'm assembling the staff before I assemble the roster, because if I can't compete with you on the playing field, then I probably can't properly evaluate your skills on the playing field either, because I don't know what those skills are. I don't know what it takes to be good. I'm only platinum. So hopefully that puts your mind at ease. I'm going to build the staff. The staff is going to make a majority of the decisions with the roster. Man, I'm stuttering. I'm nervous. I'm sorry. So with that said, we're going to get a head coach. Head coach will be higher elo, maybe not higher than some of the players, but he or she will be up in the elos, and they will have some coaching experience, whether it was with a challenger team or diamond team, or maybe just coaching players in general. Obviously the difficulties with that is, you know, the notable coaches, they want money, they want a lot of money, and they want an established roster. We don't have that. We're not going that way. To address another question that I've seen on Reddit and the league boards is, why not just contact challenger teams? You know, the same reason you don't date your best friend's crazy ex-girlfriend. They come with baggage. They're already preset in their ways. They already, you know, most of them probably think, you know, well, we're challenger, masters, diamonds. We already have a challenger team. We don't really need help. We're already doing this on our own. And that's fine. You know, I'm happy for them. But there's a reason they're not in the NACS. And I don't know what that reason is. They may or may not know what that reason is. But I don't really want to take the time and energy to fix their problems just to, you know, have them disband later on because they don't like the way things are going, or they don't like the way, or they don't like the players that I've brought in. So we're starting from scratch, and it starts with you guys. So the process on that will be, you know, I bring you guys in for initial interviews, and that's just to make sure, you know, that your personalities don't suck. I'm not telling you to be fake. I'm not telling you to be insincere. I'm telling you to be you, and to let me know who you are. I'm going to ask you personal questions about your finances, your previous playing experiences, previous season placements, your play style. I'm going to ask you as many questions as I can to figure out who you are as a person and as a player. And what that'll do for me is it'll give me a baseline idea of who each applicant is, and how they'll mesh with each other. Obviously, if you're combative or you think you're the best thing since Faker or Bjergsen or any top tier player, then maybe this isn't for you, and maybe you should be contacting teams that are already established in the challenger scene. And I thank you sincerely for your time and your application and the energy that you've put into us so far, but we're not going to take players like that. I need players who are respectful, dependable, accountable, skillful, and respect the staff that I put in place, because they're there to help you grow as an amateur player, but as a future pro player as well. Okay, so we've talked about how we're doing the staffing, the roster. I don't know how tryouts are going to be. I don't know when tryouts are going to be, because again, I'm trying to build the staff, then the roster. And I want to put capable people in charge who can make adequate decisions on who should be on the roster and what type of players will work best on that roster. So bear with me, be patient, and I apologize for the delay or the inconvenience. Let's talk about the gaming house. The gaming house will be stationed in Western Texas. The reason for that is that's because my wife and I live there, but another reason is affordability and reliable internet. It doesn't storm in El Paso, Texas. It's hot and it's pretty reliable weather. It doesn't rain much. It's a desert climate. The internet's really good here. The ping between Latin America North and the North American West servers, it's good. It's a good location. Not only is it a good location, it is an affordable location. Some other places we've looked at putting a gaming house is Phoenix, Vegas, and a couple cities around Los Angeles. The problem with that is, they're really expensive. Property is not cheap, right? And I've said before that my wife and I are not rich. We're just financially capable of doing this. And what that means is we're going to be extremely smart with how we spend our money and where we put you guys. Another really good thing about El Paso is that it's conveniently located between Phoenix, Vegas, LA, San Diego, and it makes it capable for us to either drive there or fly there when time comes. If you make it to the finals in NACS, then obviously we got to transport you out to LA or wherever they're doing the NACS finals. So that's why we're choosing Western Texas and El Paso specifically. Since we're on the gaming house, I need you to get to the gaming house. I need you guys to be in the Challenger Series. I need you guys to have a formidable roster, and I need everything to be clicking before I move you guys down. Mainly because once I move you down, the clock begins to tick. I have 2 years. The federal government says I have 2 years where I can claim losses on this before after the second year of continuous losses, they deem it a hobby, right? So then I'm no longer able to reclaim losses through the government. What that means is by that time, you guys will need to make it to the challenger scene, have experience in the NACS, and potentially have sponsorships signed by then. And what that'll do is it'll alleviate some of the costs that I incur, before you guys start making any money in the tournaments and competing, in the LCS, hopefully. Okay, so we've talked about, housing, what you should expect from me, and what I expect for you guys. When I bring you down to El Paso or, left, right, wherever you're located in the country, however El Paso is situated to you, when I bring you here, I need you guys to be professional, courteous, respectful, and dedicated and responsible. I need all that from you because not it's not my livelihood. Like, I'll be fine if this fails, but I don't want it to. I don't want to just throw money at a project and watch it fail. So I need your guys' best foot forward, the most energy you can provide for me, and I need you guys to go as far as you can go. I need you guys to be understanding. There may be times where we have opportunities to bring in, you know, better players, you know, who have had NACS experience or maybe even LCS experience. That's the business. This is a competitive team. Roster spots are going to be competitive. And if I have the opportunity to get a high-level player who fits our play style, our personality, and what we're trying to do, then, you know, I would hope that you would understand that I'm going to put my best foot forward to go get that player, and really make this the most competitive team possible. So the gaming house, you should look at it kind of like a scholarship. You know, if you went to RMU on a scholarship, you know, they're not full rides. They don't pay all of your bills. They pay some of your bills, but they don't pay all of it. And that's what's going to happen here. If you have, you know, kids and a family, this team's probably not for you, you know, because you're going to be away from your family. I'm not going to pay for your whole family to come down here. I'm not doing that. What I will provide to players is I will provide a house free of charge. I will provide groceries free of charge. And I will provide internet and equipment free of charge. And obviously, you know, furniture and things like that, you know, for you guys to be comfortable. I'll provide those things. Eventually, you know, I've looked at, you know, getting you guys a community vehicle. That way you guys don't have to go out and get, you know, a car loan and just, I want you guys to be as debt-less as possible. You know, so if you come down here, you know, and you have a phone bill, be responsible, pay your phone bill, because I'm not going to pay your phone bill. But obviously I pay your internet. Skype's free. You can do communication that way. Sorry, things happen. Sorry. So yeah, I'll pay for your basic living cost, and I'll pay for your trade cost, i.e., what will it take to make you successful at League of Legends. I will pay for that. I think I've covered, you know, expenses. I think I've been, you know, pretty transparent on what I'm trying to do here. I think I've covered pretty much everything I've needed to cover. My goal here is to be as professional and courteous to you guys as I expect for you to be to your teammates, to myself, to the coaching staff. With that said, I'm going to be as transparent as possible. I'm going to be open for questions. I'm going to make video on demand VODs to keep you guys updated. You can just check the website and be like, oh, he put a VOD out. Great, this is the progress we've made. I don't have a timeline on the coaching staff. I don't have a timeline on tryouts. Again, I'm going to take as much time needed to do it the right way. Man, just stuttering. I'm ugly. I stutter. I don't even know. No, I'm kidding. I'm nervous. You know, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I don't do a lot of video on demands, but I thought this was appropriate for what we're doing here. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for not falling asleep. Thanks for taking this opportunity as serious as possible. So I appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, you know, feel free to contact me, and we'll talk more about it. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks, guys.